All right, so we have another VOD from our friend Vamps. This was taken, I think, a day after our last VOD review, so don't expect insane improvement. But we are looking mostly at whether or not Vamps executed the tactic that we talked about. And just to refresh our recollection, this is what the tactic looks like. Alright, just a refresher on the tactic. It is landing a Cyclone, immediately followed by a Spender and a Maim onto the kill target, locking down 2 enemies at the same time for at least 5 seconds. Now, the short answer is no, I did not see you execute the tactic in this game. Not super cleanly anyway. There's 1 or 2 times where you came pretty close. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at every time that you landed a Cyclone. So here you land a Cyclone on the Resto Druid. We need to follow that up with a Maim on the Hunter. Now, you do that, even though it's DR'd. It's fine. I don't love that you followed it up with a Cyclone. I don't know if that's like muscle memory that you've implanted in yourself now, but we should not be cycloning the kill target. Additionally, we should not be using Maim to land a Cyclone. Okay, so just things to think about there. But that was a good job getting a Cyclone onto the Resto Druid and getting a Maim onto the Hunter. So I'm going to let this roll for a second because I think we get another Cyclone here. And again, Maim is off of cooldown. The Hunter's off of stun DR. We should be looking to Maim the Hunter, and we miss it. And we really could have used it because stunning the Hunter also stops him from doing damage to us, right? So, all right, we get a Cyclone on the Resto Druid. And again, we just need to be maiming this Hunter. Instead, we take True Shot Aura to the face, and we die. If we maim the Hunter there, no guarantee that he dies, because he's at about 60% health, but it's possible. But I tell you what doesn't happen is we don't die, because we stun the Hunter, and he is doing the most damage. So, if we tighten up that tactic, we're going to win some rounds. Now, there's no Cyclone in this clip, but I just want to say that this was a really good play by you. You line the Demon Hunter for a second, and you kick the Cyclone. Just a great little sequence by you right there. And then you try and follow it up with a Cyclone of your own, but you get kicked. That's fine. Would love to see you try to cast a Cyclone on the Demon Hunter there. You seem a little bit too intent on getting it on the Resto Druid. Your Resto Druid has that covered. I also like this clip because, again, we're really close. You saw that their Resto Druid was being CC'd a lot. That's a perfect time to send your son on the Rogue, and you get there, but you get there a little bit too late. It doesn't quite line up, and the Rogue escapes. Now, if that stun happens while the Druid is in CC, you win. And again, this sequence actually is a great sequence by you. You get the Cyclone onto the Druid, you see that the Vengeance Demon Hunter is in a trap, and so you bash the Rogue. And again, it's not pixel perfect, it's not timed to perfection. If we can tighten up that timing and get all 3 enemies CC'd at the same time, that's when people die, right? So that is really the spirit of the tactic, is just locking down multiple enemies at the same time. All right, we land a Cyclone here, and it just looks like we don't know what we're going to do next. And, you know, it's kind of fine because the Resto Druid trinketed the Cyclone, so there's no chance of getting the cross CC. But, you know, we need to be thinking about who we're going to attack. I like the Maim onto the Hunter, but then we follow it up with cycloning the kill target, and that's just not the play. We need to recognize the Marksmanship Hunter is the kill target, and we need to be sending our maim into him and doing as much damage as possible to him, not cycloning him. Now that bash would have been a great setup to cyclone the Demon Hunter. Here again, you could get a cyclone in. At this point, maybe if the thought is that we are stopping damage from the hunter, then the cyclone on the hunter is fine, but otherwise I still do not love the idea that we are cycloning the hunter. And I guess maybe we're just committing to the Vengeance Demon Hunter as the kill target. I'm not sure, but again, a good cyclone onto the Druid. We don't really have the follow-up. And had we put damage into the hunter, he might be dead here. But we don't, and instead we die. Alright, we get a clone here on the rogue. Great play. And we don't need to maim the hunter because he's already stunned, so we get this good cross CC. One thing we could do is maim the Resto Druid, but we're just doing damage to the hunter and he falls. That's a great play. It's not the tactic, but it works. We got the cross CC down, we cycloned the rogue, we cycloned the off target, and we killed the main target. Good job. Alright, here we're about to get a cyclone onto the rogue, who is our kill target. I don't love this play. Our hunter is in the middle of doing a lot of damage to the rogue. Not great. It would be ideal to swap the cyclone now onto the Resto Druid, which you try to do. You force Trank, fantastic play. And now here, originally I was about to say, I don't like the reclone on the rogue either, because he's our kill target again. But he had evasion and Cloak of Shadows up. You got the cyclone right when the cloak fell. It's not a terrible play. You know, our hunter's not actually doing much damage to him. We're not doing any damage to him. Cycloning someone on their defensives is actually not a bad play, especially if they're the kill target. I just want to go back here because this is a beautiful root on the Vengeance Demon Hunter. I actually don't think that I've seen you use root very often, but I'll say this one was perfect. And really, he's the only one kicking you in this lobby. You run out of range of his kick. This would be a perfect time to get a cyclone onto the Demon Hunter, get a stun on the rogue, and now that neither the rogue nor the Resto Druid have their CDs, that rogue's gonna die, right? So, great start to the play. Make sure that you're getting that follow-up. Overall, like I said, we've got some damage issues. I'm going to leave a link again to Snoopy's video, to the Wowhead guide. You know, I noticed that you've got a Blood Talons weak aura, but I also noticed that it's not up for the vast majority of the game. So still some issues to work out on damage. We need to work on target selection, but this video is just about the tactic, and you executed the spirit of the tactic, I would say, in the sense that you tried to lock down 2 targets at the same time, and you did that pretty decently well. But if you can tighten that up and do it yourself, get that cyclone into the maim, you're going to win more rounds. Keep sending these videos. I enjoy watching them, and happy to give my thoughts whenever you send them.